Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter, and in this video I would like to show you my latest mod for the Thrustmaster TH8 shifter. A handbrake. Before I start though, there's some huge news. I finally got 1k subs. Yay! I am super excited about this and thank you all so much. I know that recently there haven't been a lot of new content, but I'm doing my best to improve. And there's some pretty awesome stuff coming soon, so stay tuned. Okay, so the TH8 shifter. I already made a sequential mod for it and a 8 shifter mod with the internal improved feel version as well. And both of these proved to be very popular. And so because I recently started playing Dirt 2.0, I needed a handbrake. I decided to design one, and here it is. So I'm sure that the first thing you've noticed is that the spring sticks out pretty far behind the ring of the shifter, which doesn't look particularly pretty. And yeah, I don't really like that as well. But what I found is that the analog mode of the TH8 shifter has a huge dead zone. And as you can see here, the first like 10 millimeters or something, the movement provides barely any input value at all. So this is actually the second version of my design. The first one had the starting position of the shaft fully vertical, which looked much nicer in my opinion. But because the travel of the stick is only like 12 millimeters, none of the games I tried recognized the input. And so I just had to move the mechanism a bit back just to simply make it usable, unfortunately. The mod is based around the yellow die spring that is 25 millimeters in length and the outer diameter is 14 millimeters. If you are familiarized with the die springs, you'll know that the yellow is the lightest version, but due to its diameter it still provides quite a significant resistance. I also have the blue version, which is a higher load rating, but I didn't even bother to try it out because the shifter already flexes when it's being used with the yellow one. The spring slides along a M4 screw that goes along the whole mod, and it has a Teflon tube in between them. So we see this white one here. I used it mainly to minimize the friction between the 3D printed plastic and the screw, which actually proved to be working very well. Here's the nut and the washer behind it. These are responsible for compressing the spring when the handle of the handbrake is being pulled. Now, as you can see, the whole concept is actually very simple, but works surprisingly well. To set it up, go to Windows Game Controllers, open the properties of TH8 shifter, and enable the analog mode. Now, the full range of shifter is much wider than the movement of my mod, so it requires a couple of extra settings. The example I'll show you here is for Dirt 2, but it's probably similar in all other games. When I first mapped the handbrake, as you can see, it only works in a range of 7 to around 93%, so that needs to be corrected. First, let's amend the dead zone. In my case, it was set to 20 by default, but I had to switch it up to 26, and I basically started increasing it until the game stopped reading input when the shifter was idle. The next thing is to amend the saturation to limit the maximum range, and I started decreasing it until I got 100% when pulling shifter shaft to maximum. And that's basically it. The handbrake is now good to go. Same as with the other two Thrustmaster shifter mods I made, I'm sharing this one for free on Thingiverse. The links are in the description. Alright, so now I have made the whole trio of Thrustmaster shifter mods. Guess the next step would be now to make my own shifter, right? Well, make sure to subscribe, because it actually might happen. And that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great rest of the day. Bye!